Hello, very loud, very loud.
Okay, Bismillah, read. Uh, okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So we were discussing, it's an interesting bab here, that we were doing this, with regards to the laws, the ahkam of what we say a person who engages in sodomy, right? And the different opinions they are mentioned of the different imams. We started with the opinion of Imam Abu Hanifa. Remember, we were discussing here um, the punishment that came to the people of Hazrat Lut alayhi salam. Okay, read it, Bismillah. So remember that as Lut alayhi salam was instructed to leave there because there was no hope for them, and then Allah Ta'ala rained upon them. You can say bricks or stones of clay, etc. Right? Read from there, Bismillah. Tafadal. Just make it right. Right. Okay, read from وقد ذهب الإمام أبو حنيفة. Read from there. Right. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وقد ذهب الإمام أبو حنيفة رحمه الله تعالى, right, إلى اللائط يلقى من شاهق ويتبع بالحجاب ما فعل بقوم لوط. So you see, from an Islamic point of view, very, very strong stance is taken. And why the strong stance? Because it must be a strong deterrent. Islam recognizes that this is detrimental. It is detrimental to the society. It results in a breakdown of society, right? So that's why Islam takes such a strong stance. So as Imam Abu Hanifa says that what? Such a person will be thrown from a high place, a high building, and then he will be pelted with stones. كما فعل بقوم لوط, like how Allah Ta'ala done. So you are following exactly what Allah Ta'ala done. You are following exactly what Allah Ta'ala done. Now this is a separate subject. We can discuss about the harms of this from the medical side, from a societal side. That, إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا. You have been created in pairs, male, female, so that you may procreate. So that, they say, like, if you look at it, if a man prefers a man wants to marry a man, then what's going to happen to the woman? How is the human race going to continue as it is already? If you look in the Western world, you look in Europe, you look in the Scandinavian countries, let's say, I mean, up in the north, you speak about Denmark, you speak about Norway. These people have negative birth rates. What does negative birth rate mean? A negative birth rate means that they are not replacing the current population. If two people get married, two people, mother and a father, then for the population to grow, you must at least have three children, because two plays with three. And if a mother and father have two children, they're just replacing themselves. But what about mortality if one child passes away or something? So now, if two people have one child, it means two people are being replaced by one person. So what is going to happen? The population is going to go into decline. The population is going to go into decline. And this is what's happening currently in the world. If you look at Europe, and I told you Scandinavian countries, you get South Korea, population is in decline. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, "Tazawwajul walud al-wadud fa inni mukathirun bikum al-umama yawm al-qiyamah." Marry loving, fertile woman, because I will boast about the huge numbers of my ummah on the day of Qiyamah. So besides it being a haram and all this stuff, is that in keeping with the spirit of the desire of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that the ummah must increase? The ummah must increase. So the people say the Maulanas, they have a lot of children, but they don't have TV, but they don't know that's not the real reason. The main reason is because they're practicing upon the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. فَإِنِّي مُكَاثِرٌ بِكُمُ الْأُمَامَ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. So that's why Islam, so as I said, this, this act, this vile act, it can be condemned from different ways. From the fact that it's an immoral thing, from the fact that it is harms the progress of society, so many different ways. Anyway, So see, carry on reading there. وَذَهَبَ آخَرُونَ. Okay, so to understand this ibadah properly, first I must explain something. If a non-married person commits zina, then they just get lashed as per the Quran. الزانية والزاني فاجلدوا كل واحد منهما مئة جلدة, right? But if a muhsan, now look nicely with a sad, a muhsan means a person who got married in a proper nikah. And after having gotten married, they consummated the nikah also. And then that person is called a muhsan. So if such a person commits zina, then this person won't only get lashed, this person will get stoned to death. And obviously the reason is because this is proven from the Sharia, but the rationale and the thinking behind it is this here, that this person, Allah Ta'ala has given him a halal makhraj. He's got a proper halal wife to fulfill his desires. Despite Allah Ta'ala giving him halal, he's going to haram. That's what makes the sin all more serious, right? So that's a muhsin. I'm sure you've done it. Did you do it in any of the kitabs? Not yet. You will do it, inshallah, when you come into Hidayah, Kitabun Nikah. You are doing Kitabun Nikah. For those who want to, they can follow that lesson also. So that's called muhsin, right? So now, listen here, that so with regards to normal zina or regular zina, if each person is a muhsin, he will be pelted to death. If he's not a muhsin, he will just get longer lashing. Are you with me? Right. Now, the opinion we mentioned here is whether he's muhsin or not muhsin. That means whether he married previously. So whether he's married or he's unmarried. Either way, he will still be uh, pelted or stoned to death. You understood that? Is it clear now? You sure? See, I'll read again. وقد ذهب آخرون من العلماء إلى أن يرجم سواء كان محسن أو غير محسن. Right, read the next one. Look back from there. وأحد قوله. Remember, the noon of tasniya drops off, so you got the sakin, and the sakin is حرك بالكسر, right? And this is one of the two opinions of Imam Shafi. Now you know Imam Shafi. If you probe into the depths of the Shafi madhab, Imam Shafi has a qawl jadid. Like how you know in the Hanafi madhab you have the opinion of Hazrat Imam Abu Hanifa, then you have the opinion of Hazrat Imam Yusuf, you have the opinion of Imam Muhammad, etc., etc. Sometimes the fatwa, inshallah, when we start our fiqh, sometimes the fatwa is on Imam Abu Hanifa's opinion, sometimes the fatwa is Imam Yusuf. So Imam Shafi got two opinions: qawl jadid and qawl qadim. So sometimes the fatwa is in the qawl jadid, sometimes the fatwa is in the qawl qadim. So there is making a reference to that this person will be pelted, he will be stoned to death. This is one of Imam Shafi's opinions, right? وهو أحد قولي الشافعي رحمه الله تعالى. That such a person, whether he's muhsin or not, he will be stoned. Carry on reading. An ibni. Right. So what I'm saying is, what's the proof to say that this person will be pelted, whether he's muhsin or not? There is a riwayat in Imam Musnad and Imam Ahmad. Inshallah, when you specialize in hadith, you learn about all the different hadith books. It's a book or compilation of hadith by Imam Ahmad. It's called Musnad Ahmad. And in Musnad Ahmad, there's a riwayat here that proves this opinion, right? Okay, read it. Right, so there's a clear riwayat in Musnad Ahmad where قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من وجدتموه يعمل عمل قوم لوط فاقتلوا الفاعل والمفعول به. Whom you find him. Obviously not just speculation. In Islam we don't just work with speculation like you do, inshallah. Even like when we do the chapter of zina, the Kitab al-Hudud, when do you mete out the punishment of zina, etc. When there's conclusive evidence that somebody saw the actual act happening. So same thing here. Man wajadtumuhu, who you find him, ya'malu amala qawmi Lutin, he's engaging in the action of the people of Lut alayhi salam Sadum. فَقَتُلُوا الْفَاعِلَ, kill the one who is doing it. In other words, the one who's you can say the male, you can say the dominant person, وَالْمَفْعُولُ بِهِ, and the one who is allowing it being done to him. Now here, this interesting, by the way, I'll tell you, that here this hadith shows you that the doer and the person who's being done to is the same. There's no difference. Obviously, we speak about if you willingly allow somebody to do it to you. One of you is if you're raping a person, that's a different story. like even like the woman is raped, whatever, from Islamic point of view, she's not answerable, whatever. But here we see a person who willingly allows somebody to do it to him. It's exactly the same. It is exactly the same. Anyway, a side note, I was just reading something. Once I was reading one article about homosexuality in Saudi Arabia, right? So there was an article, they say, long article, but what I remember briefly, they say because like of the strict laws of segregation, men don't have easy access to women. So as a result of that, homosexuality is higher. Homosexuality is higher. Many times men go to mention to you. So they say they culturally, only the maf'ul is looked down upon. The fa'il is not looked down upon. You understand what I'm saying? So the one who's doing it, the one who is the fa'il, he's not considered to be like how we like maybe in our society we look down at the gay person or we say this guy is a faggot, he's a gay, whatever. But he said culturally, if you doing it to somebody else, a macho guy, you know, you're not humiliating somebody else. But the one who allows it to be done to him, he's the one that's looked about this guy is gay or this guy is allowing this to be done to him, whatever. And so I'm saying that, so in fact they say maybe the one who's doing it is considered to be the macho guy. So that's why I was just thinking about it. See, from a Sharia point of view, there's no distinction. Whether you're doing it or whether you're allowing somebody to do it, you are equal in the sun. Country, you will equally be killed, right? Carry on reading. Rujima. Yeah, so what they saying here, the other ulama say this masla is exactly like the masla of zina. If a person was unmarried, then what will happen? He will just be lashed azaniyat wa zani fajlidu kulla wahidi minhum mi'ata jalda, right? And if a person was married, then he will be, what will happen? He will be pelted to death. He will be stoned to death, right? Carry on. Right, and he's right, and if he's not a Mohsen, then he will just be he will just be lashed 100 lashes. Right, I told you. وَالْقَوْلُ الْآخَرُ لِلشَّافِعِي. Like I told you, remember earlier, you made reference to all two opinions of the Shafi madhab. This is the other opinion. But anyway, but I want to tell you something. Although we're doing fiqh here, remember, you can't take fiqh from a tafsir book. You can't, remember, Ibn Kathir was a mufassir. So he obviously spoke according to his knowledge. Fiqh, you take from the fatwa book you choose. So although this, it helps us to gain some insight into what the opinions of the ulama are, etc., etc., but you don't take fiqh from a tafsir book, especially like how we'll say even like, sometimes in Hidayah Sharif Luqman, they say Imam Shafi say this, Imam Shafi say that. Yes, okay, just to understand the masla, we give the proof, we give the counter proof, etc. To understand the masla, we quote Imam Shafi. But you can't, somebody come ask you Shafi madhab, you can't say no in Hidayah, this is mentioned, you Shafi, you're supposed to practice upon that. Because you don't know what the fatwa is on the madhab. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes maybe the author of Hidayah, he only mentioned that opinion of Imam Shafi to show our ikhtilaf and to show how the ikhtilaf plays out in type of thing. So that is also important aspect when you do in ifta, when you do mufti. You can't give fatwa from a tafsir book. You can't give fatwa from a usul book. You can't give fatwa from another madhab. You learn which books are your fatwa books to give fatwa for. And until you're not expedient, until you're not glued up, you can't give fatwa in another madhab anyway, right? Okay. So they're saying, so while they're discussing the actual act of homosexuality, they're discussing وَأَمَّا إِتْيَانُ النِّسَاءِ فِي الْأَدْبَارِ. As for entering your halal wife in from the back, just like everything right, the back passage, right? فَهُوَ الْلُوطِيتُ الصُّغْرَى. This is called the small type of sodomy. What is it called? So this is also not permissible. This is also proven from the hadith. Just as a side note, I was telling you, I had a lot of interaction with these people that only believe in the Quran, they don't believe in the hadith, right? I told you, they call Quranists. And I would say in today's day and age, they are the closest to what we can say, the Mu'tazilas of the old days. So they say in the Quran it's not prohibited. They say in the Quran it's not prohibited because they don't believe it is purely. I think it's yeah, how many percent? Yeah. So we almost finished. So they don't believe in the hadith. So they only believe in the Quran. Is not, so they say it's permissible. According to Muhammad, permissible. That a person can enter his wife from the back passage. So according to us, this is 100% impermissible. There are many ahadith that speak about this. And if I remember correctly, even the Shias, they even say this is permissible. Whereas it's clearly prohibited. So I told you, if you take the hadith away, you will never have a proper version of Islam. You'll have an incomplete version of Islam. You'll have a person that doesn't practice the hadith, you will have a very scant understanding of what Islam was all about. Like I tell you, even they say it's not mentioned in the Quran that a woman must cover her hair. That hadith about Yudnina alayna bijala bibin. I said refers you must cover your bosoms. So imagine a woman walking with open hair and they say they are practicing upon the Quran. Anyway, carry on. So does even entering your own halal wife from the back or haramun bi ijma'il ulama'i. It is impermissible with the unanimity of all the ulama. Means all the ulama of the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Whenever we speak here about ulama, we speak about our ulama. We're not speaking about now like the Quranas and the Shias. I tell you the Shias, they say it's permissible. We're not speaking about those people. We're speaking about our ulama. There might be just one or two unacceptable calls that they say it is permissible. Right. Right. إلا قولا شاذا, but some rare opinions that it is possible, but it is not something that we can pay attention to. It is outrightly rejected. In fact, there comes in some riwayat that Allah Ta'ala does not look at mercy at the person who engaged in this type of action. And then also from a health point of view, it's not good because that passage has not been designed for that activity. So it creates health issues and even it creates humiliation, it creates pain, etc., etc. But anyway, I see we've come to the end of the hadith and the guy is here to clean the carpet, so we'll stop there, inshallah. We'll continue on Monday, inshallah. But, okay. سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك